Hello guys, it's Tster here, and in today's video we'll be discussing the auto fish farm in Minecraft. I'm going to be talking about what it is, how you can build it, how you can use it, and some general tips and tricks. An automatic fish farm is a player-built structure which is designed to automate, or at least semi-automate, the process of catching fish and other goods in Minecraft. There are many different designs for automatic fish farms, but in this video we're going to be covering a couple of my favorite. Now, let me quickly discuss the topic of building these automatic fish farms before we get onto how to use them. So this is the first of the two fish farms which I've chosen to feature in this video. This one was made by Panda, and it is a very reliable system that can work on multiplayer servers and single player servers alike, but is quite resource intensive. The second design that I've got here, also built by Panda, uses less resources, as you can see, but it is somewhat less reliable and is said to have problems working in multiplayer servers. If you want to build the first of these two designs, I'll be providing a link to Panda's original tutorial in the description, but do beware that if you are building this design in a version of the game which has mending, I'll be providing some tips about how you can improve it at the end of this video. Likewise, I've provided the link to Panda's tutorial for this second design in the description, but be sure to stick around for some tips about how you can use these to their full effectiveness. So for this design, all you're going to need is a few different fishing rods and stackable blocks or items. Just fill up this chest on the left here with fishing rods and keep one in your inventory. And then fill all of the available slots in your inventory with these blocks. Don't have to be stone bricks, can be any brick or block of your choice, even torches work. Step inside and close the door behind yourself. Turn the farm on by toggling this lever upwards, and then aim through the water source block at the iron door and just hold down right click. And with any luck your bob will get stuck in the water source, and just keep holding down right click and your character will automatically collect fish and other goods. Once you're done fishing, all you need to do is look away and retrieve your bob, and then turn the farm off with the lever. Let any items that you might find here, which would be your fishing rods, fall into the hopper, then close the door behind yourself. And if you come out here, in this chest you'll find all of your catch. Now's a good time to point out that some have had problems using this farm in a Forge client. That includes myself, so if you do run into any issues, make sure you're using a non-modified version of Minecraft. Now let's go ahead and discuss how to use this second design. So all you've got to do is fill up your inventory again. This isn't necessary, but we'll get to that topic in a second. Enter via the door, stand on the soul sand, aim upwards in the center of the water block, and just hold right click, and you'll find your player automatically catching fish and other goods. One of the interesting things about this farm is that it does not have any auto-replenishing fishing rod system like we had in the other one. This is because in the latest versions of Minecraft, the mending enchantment allows you to fish without ever needing to change your rod. So this design is designed to be used with the mending enchantment, but if you don't have it, you can still build it and fish for as long as you can before having to change your fishing rod, and with any luck you'll find yourself catching some mending books or mending fishing rods within your chest. And similarly to the problems we had with Forge using this design is said to have problems with Spigot. Do note that if you're not running a completely unmodified vanilla version of these of the Minecraft launcher, you might struggle using either of these builds, but do give them a go and test it out and let us know. If you haven't yet managed to build this automatic fish farm here, but you have grabbed yourself a mending book or a fishing rod with mending, then this entire auto fishing rod replenishment system is not necessary. So when following Panda's tutorial, it's not necessary to include these hoppers here, or these droppers here, or link up the clocks. You can even remove these redstone pieces here, just make sure not to break anything else, and once you're done, do patch it up however you please. As you can see, even with those parts removed, the farm works just as well. Just make sure you do still turn it on, and with any luck you'll be catching fish as usual. But don't be surprised if you're not using the mending enchantment and you come back to your computer and your fishing rod is gone. That's simply because it's broken and there hasn't been any system to automatically replenish it. One of the last things I wanted to do in this video is give you guys some tips and tricks, so here they are. So the first tip I wanted to give you guys is to make sure that your water source blocks in both farms have a direct view of the sky. I think they can even go through glass, but as you can see in this design, this water source block does not have a direct view of the sky. Make sure you do this because this will improve catch rates significantly. And I should also tell you guys that there are better odds when fishing if it is raining. So if you can find somewhere where it rains a lot, that's a better place to build your fish farm. Let's also quickly talk about the enchantments you'll want to put on your fishing rods for optimum results. So the first of these is the mending enchantment. It's the best one to aim for. You can only get it by trading with villagers from chests or get it already enchanted on a fishing rod by fishing. For those of you who don't know, the mending enchantment converts received XP into durability for that item. So if we put it onto a fishing rod, it should never break, as all the XP we get from fishing will go back to repairing it. As a result, the mending enchantment also allows for much easier designs. Next up we have Luck of the Sea. This decreases the chance of catching junk loot by a considerable amount. In the description I've linked you guys to the relevant page of the wiki, the Minecraft wiki, where you can find out more about what this means, but it will increase your chances of getting not only fish but also enchanted books, bows and more. The lure enchantment will make fish or other goods bite your bob more often, which will allow you to catch more fish and treasure, so it's also important to get it. And finally, the unbreaking enchantment will prevent you from having to use so much XP to repair your fishing rod, allowing you to collect more of it for yourself. Of course, if you haven't yet got the mending enchantment either, then the unbreaking enchantment is very useful for getting the most you can out of a single rod. So for those of you who would like to know how these automatic fish farms work, let me just give you the basic premise. Whenever you right click in Minecraft, the game has to determine what action you're intending to do. For example, if I right click on the ground now, there's nothing I can do, so Minecraft doesn't do anything. However, if I pick a block up and attempt to right click, the game will interpret this as me wanting to place a block down. In the same way, if I hold a fishing rod and right click, the game will interpret this as me wanting to either throw out my fishing rod or pull it back in. Interesting things happen when there are two or more different actions that you might be wanting to do. This can confuse Minecraft a bit. So for example, if I just take my hands and try to open this door, you'll see it open and closes normally. But if I hold a fishing rod while doing so, you'll see that Minecraft prioritizes the action of opening and closing the door, and it doesn't toss out the line. Interestingly though, Minecraft does the same thing even with an iron door, which you cannot open with your bare hands. So as you can see, I'm right clicking on it now and I'm not able to open it. But even when I take a fishing rod, the game doesn't interpret this as me trying to throw out the fishing rod. Well, it does now when I shift, but without shift clicking, the game thinks I'm just trying to open this iron door, which is of course impossible, so it causes me not to do any fishing rod actions. This is the principle that's used in both of these designs. So if I turn this automatic fish farm on and toss out my line, what will happen is it will hit this tripwire. As you can see, it's going to hit the tripwire and activate the tripwire. As you can see, this tripwire is activated at the moment, which causes the door to stay closed. And because the door is staying closed, Minecraft interprets me as, instead of trying to do a fishing rod action, it looks like I'm trying to do an iron door action. I'm trying to open and close the iron door, which of course is not possible, but it prevents me from pulling the rod in and out. But when I do catch a fish, my fishing rod will reactivate the tripwire, which will in turn open the door. And at that point, Minecraft won't have to choose between the action of opening the door and throwing out the fishing rod. It will see that there's no door there and assume that I wanted to pull the fishing rod back in. And then I'll be able to shoot it straight out, and once again the door will close. The same principle applies in this second design. If I come in here and simply right click upwards, we notice that my fishing rod gets stuck in the tripwire, causing this trapdoor to close. And because there's a trapdoor in front of my face, my character stops doing actions related to the fishing rod, so it stays out. And when I do catch a fish, it will reactivate the tripwire, which will then open this trapdoor here, and then Minecraft will begin to interpret my right-clicking actions as to do with the fishing rod, as you can see there. Once the trapdoor opens, it looks like I'm just trying to throw out my fishing rod to the game, and then it decides that because my fishing rod's already out, I wanted to pull it back in, so I pull back in my fish, and then I have time to throw it out again. And once again, because the bob is in contact with the tripwire, the trapdoor closes. I do hope that's been an adequate tutorial and explanation for all of you guys out there. If you do have any questions or comments, leave them down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And if you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you're interested in seeing more Minecraft content, please subscribe to my channel, where I will be providing more similar interesting content by popular demand.